Welcome back to today's video. We are making the Scrappy Sporty Thong by Law and Piar, P-I-A-R. It is a free pattern available from their website, and I have now made 2 pairs of these pants, so I feel like I am now able to do a proper intro. My current measurements, what I've made these are at this moment in time, are in the description box below. So if you think you're a similar shape and size to me, let me know. So I would say that with the way they sit isn't, so your hip measurement and your waist measurement doesn't include my belly, really, like my little belly, which is where they sort of sit. They sit quite high in the leg. So initially I made this pair, proper Scrappy, right, as per instructions, and these are the size extra large, and so for the hip measurements it would be 44.8 inches or 114 centimetres, and for the waist 35.4 inches or 90 centimetres. My current measurements and my hips are 43 inches or 109 centimetres. My waist is 34 inches or 87 centimetres. So the extra large is too big. I would say if you are someone who is expecting a baby, these would have been perfect for me in the hospital. I made the mistake of buying some postpartum pants from Amazon, and they were Chinese sizes, and it was a bit laughable. Definitely didn't fit. So these would have been perfect, like, because they're big enough. These are big enough that they're loose. It gave me a modicum of coverage I wanted, but other than that, it was really comfortable. Especially I had a C-section, so these would have been perfect, because obviously I didn't have any of the issues with the traditional vaginal delivery. So these would have been perfect because they wouldn't have pulled in against my stitches. And it wouldn't have hurt. So yeah, if you're expecting a C-section, these are amazing. I'm really sorry if this is not what you expected from this video. Not the tangent I expected to go on. The second pair I made are these pink ones, and I made the size large, and these fit a lot better. So for the large, it is hips 41.7 inches, which is obviously 1.3 inches smaller than my current hip measurements. That's 106 inches. And the waist is 32.2 inches or 82 centimetres. So about 5 centimetres smaller than my current waist measurement, and they do fit a lot better. And another difference between the two is because there's no elastic. Most knickers have elastic around the leg hole. This is just folding it over and zigzag stitching, as you can see here. So I fold this over about 3/8 of an inch. On this pair, I wanted to make them a bit more cheeky and a bit more thong-like, because obviously you see traditional thongs, and that's not a traditional thong. It's quite big, but I folded this over by a whole inch before zigzag stitching, and it is a lot more cheeky, a lot more thong-like. So that's what I'm going to do going forward, is that method for the leg waistband. I mean, obviously they are way bigger than my traditional thongs because they're not made with any elastic. It's just all scrap jersey projects. So yeah, that's the difference between the two pairs that I've made now. Seam allowance going forward is 3/8 of an inch for everything. I used my overlocker, and then to finish off the edges, I zigzag stitched all the way around. On the second pair, I used a length of 2 and a width of about 3, which seemed to work really well. And if you've got big thighs like me, they're easy big enough. I don't feel constrained at all, and because there's good stretch in the fabric, they're really comfy. This pink pair I'm really impressed with, actually. More impressed than I thought it'd be. For fabric that I have just lying around, perfect. There's no YouTube tutorial from the pattern designer. It's on her Instagram as a video, and there's no talking, it's just instructions on the screen and her showing you. There is a Spanish speaking video which I watched just to help me get some of the instructions right. I will link that below as well. But without further ado, let's crack on into the video. We have all our pattern pieces, our waistband, our back, sides, gusset, front. So with your back pieces, lay them right sides together, and with a zigzag stitch or a cover stitch or a twin needle or a serger, sew down that piece. And then while you're at your sewing machine, you may as well do the sides as well. So again, right sides together, making sure that you line up the right pieces. And again, use whatever your preferred method of stretch stitch is. I'm going to use my overlocker. We have, these are looking odd, aren't they? And really, really big. But then I'll probably put them on, they'll fit perfectly. That's my front, my side pieces, my back. I must admit, I like the colour blocking. I think it's very cute. That less so much. So now we want to put the gusset in. So first you want to go ahead and overlock or serge or cover stitch one edge, because that's going to be a raw edge, it's not going to be encased. With your front piece, put the gusset piece wrong sides together. If you want the pattern to be facing your fanny, that is. You should see it lines up nicely. So that's the edge that you are going to overlock. And then with your back piece, you're going to put that down like that. And then you're going to fold around it. And then with your back piece, you're going to put on top of your front piece right sides together. So then all these three pieces, you are going to overlock these three pieces together. And then you can unfold it. And then the gusset will be in the right way. So you get your three layers, your gusset, your front piece, and then your back piece. And then just going to line these up nicely, and I probably will stick a few pins in, just because jersey is a little bit of a pain. It likes to roll. But since I'm using the overlocker, there's a little bit of forgiveness. Okay, go ahead and do that one line. This is what we're looking at now. So you can see I overlocked that. So let's open the pants up. So it's a bit of a fold there, and then fold it in half, and then you're going to close this up. So we're finishing our side seams to actually make it into something we can put on. Again, this is right sides together. And again, down the side, your 3/8 inch seam allowance. So we have one whole knicker. Don't worry, the gusset's going to get caught up in a minute. So for finishing your edges, she's not got any elastic, an elastic-free pattern, and this is how the gusset is going to get sort of caught in together. You're going to fold this, so the leg pieces, the leg holes, you're simply just going to fold over about 1/2 inch, so you might want to just go ahead and sort of pin this gusset down so it's not flapping everywhere while you're folding over your edges. And then once you've folded it over, you can use a twin needle. So go ahead, twin needle or a cover stitch, and just top stitch all the way around to hold it in place, or a zigzag. And then all you have to do is our final step, which is attaching the waistband, which I might attach the waistband first. So, your waistband piece, fold it in half right sides together and overlock that. Sew that bit together, like so. Then comes the fun part. Fold in half, wrong sides together. I hate doing waistbands. I do them on my son's clothes all the time. And then you are simply going to clip it right sides together. So the waistband will be inside if this is the wrong side out. So when you overlock this, open it up, you can't see the stitching. The stitching will be on the inside of the knicker. So when you are doing this, because usually the waistbands are a bit smaller than the knicker, make sure you mark off the equal points. I'm going to get the 50 halfway mark. Line that up there. And then, I mean, is there notches on here? Yeah, there is side notches, so if you follow the side notches, you'll be grand. I obviously don't. I don't do this. And the reason I hate doing waistbands is because jersey is so rolly. Just likes to curve in on itself, and it drives me mad. So I know some people, there's a lady I watched, she will go ahead and serge all the waistband first and then attach it in, because it helps solve some of this problem. So just go ahead and stretch out each section and just put in a few more clips. So that's what we have, and then that's a waistband. This is with the waistband. As you can see, it's all overlocked in place, so it looks like from the front, and kind of in the middle is my dinosaur. I love it. The back, I love this colour block. I actually really like it. I think this would make a really cute bikini bottom, and I like this matching bit as well. So all I have left to do is now finish off the leg pieces. Go ahead and fold all this over like so. So just eyeballing it, so whatever that is, and then I will then zigzag stitch all the way around in white thread. See here, when you fold that round, your gusset pieces getting sewn in. They're using a zigzag stitch just because there is a bit of stretch. Here we are, some obnoxious knickers. So I've used a giant zigzag stitch to make it super obvious. I would suggest using a walking foot. I did not, as you can tell. I used stitch length 2 and a width of 5. So I got caught up in a few places, but it hasn't stretched it out, and I still have stretch in it, which is why I went for a short stitch length and a wider stitch. But there's a few places where I've missed stitches, but that is down to me and my poor sewing. So that's what it looks like from the back, and then as you can see, my gusset has got caught in here, so you've got that additional space that you have in knickers. So shall we try these on? Oh, Heary, I look ridiculous, haven't I? Yeah, I think they'll fit. So for me, They need to come in more and narrower here. You got this little bit of bunching, so they're a bit wide for me. I think I could have gone down half a size. I would possibly make this waistband about an inch smaller than the knickers, so then the waistband pulls the knickers in, but that's just because of my body shape. And that's what they look like from the back, so definitely too much gaping here. Not going to provide me any sort of security. Again, not a thong, more of a brief. But I do quite like how high they are. They feel okay. But yeah, again, I think possibly this is just down to sizing. So if I took out a bit there, it would just be a bit more flush. So I might actually do that now. So now I've got a bit of an odd seam on the back. So I've gone like that and tapered into there. So let's see if they fit. So when I've opened them up, obviously, I've got this weird bit here, but again, this is just the first pair and it's used up some scrap material. I mean, they're definitely not perfect. But I did use my measurements. A bit better. I can't see, so there doesn't feel to be any gaping now, and it feels like it is lying a bit better. It's hard to do with a massive. I got 2 fleeces on. And I do think you could get away with putting elastic in this waistband. I think I'll make another pair. What do you think? Oh yeah, I can see that's a lot better on the back. So we'll take this in, I think. So I quite like the height. So 1 inch off here, for sure. And then from about mid-thigh, I'm going to taper it in. How much? So from what I've already taken off with the folding in and zigzagging, take off another inch all the way around. So that it is more of a brief still. Thank you for watching.